Hello, today you're watching this video to find out a little bit more about the hacktivist group, Anonymous. First off, let's start by saying that Anonymous is not a group. It does not have leaders. Nobody is more important than the others. There are people that speak out for Anonymous, sure, people that you see on TV, and all that jazz. However, there are no leaders. So, how can you count one person responsible for everybody? It is impossible. So let's talk a little bit about PSN and the recent downfall of their servers. Now, it has come to our attention that PSN found a packet in their servers that said Anonymous with the quote, "We are Legion." Now, if you or anybody hacking PSN servers, and everyone had already thought that it was Anonymous who did the hacking, wouldn't you do it? Point the finger in the other direction for sorts. So, how can I say that Anonymous did not hack PSN? Well, we are well organized. We have meetings, we have online databases that lets everybody know what we're going to be doing. Secondly, we are not just a hacking group. In fact, most of us aren't hackers at all. We are protesters. Against governments, against churches, and against anybody who tries to take away our born rights of speech, press, or anything else that we feel is necessary. So, back to PSN. Why is everybody saying that Anonymous did it? Well, everyone needs a finger to point at people. So, a couple conspiracy theories. One, Sony, with their terrible servers, had a crash, and they needed someone to blame it on. Now, let's look at all the groups out there. Anonymous is one of the biggest. So, think about it. Wouldn't it be logical for you to point the finger at Anonymous so no one would think it was you? Seems like a pretty good idea to me. Secondly, another hacktivist group did it. Now, it would be a less known hacktivist group. Someone that nobody knows. Maybe even just a couple people. In a room somewhere. Now, do you know how easy it would be to plant Anonymous's names on the server? It would take a complete illegality away from yourself. You wouldn't ever have to worry about being found because everybody would be looking for the other people. So, let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's say you open up a new folder on your desktop and name it Anonymous. Create it in a notepad file, and inside the notepad file, you put "We are Legion." Now, save that file, and what do you see? A file on your computer called Anonymous with the words inside, "We are Legion." Now, does that mean Anonymous put it there? No. It means that someone planted it there for you to think it was Anonymous, even if it was you yourself, so you could blame Anonymous. Now, that is the biggest conspiracy theory, and we do not take responsibility for the actions of others. However, we cannot for sure say it was not a member of Anonymous, because that would just be a prejudice. So, let's explain that a little bit further. How can we say it's not anonymous, even if it was anonymous? Well, Anonymous is thousands upon thousands of people strong. Everywhere in the world there are anonymous people. You can go anywhere in the world, and you will find people with the masks of Anonymous, protesting, fighting for the rights of others. So, hacktivists, people who hack in Anonymous, it makes up a very small minority of us. In these hacktivist groups, we refer to people as white hat, gray hat, and black hat. Black hat refers to people who go out of their way to hack people, just for the fun of it. They may give Anonymous a bad name, however they believe in our rights. They believe in our ideals, and that makes them anonymous. Gray hat pretty much means if you piss them off, they're going to hack you. Pretty simple. Now, white hat is what makes up the majority of us, the protesters, people who go out of their way to try to fight for the freedoms of others. Now, let's talk about some of our enemies. One would be New Zealand, the Parliament of New Zealand to be exact, for taking away the internet rights of people. Putting them in jail for simple file sharing, the right to information has been taken away. Now, Anonymous has felt this is wrong, and we will fight for the people for their freedom. Another one is the Nazi supremacist group. These people have thought that they are better than anyone else, and think that they can do whatever they want to prove that. If it means harming people, threatening people, or even taking away their right to speak. Not literally taking it away, mind you, but doing things that stop people from talking. We feel as though these actions are wrong, and they defy the rights that we were born with. Now, some of you may be asking, how do people become anonymous? Well, everybody is anonymous, and nobody is anonymous. We are ghosts like on a wall. We are there, but we aren't there. We protect you, even if you don't need protecting. We are always watchful to make sure that your rights are kept. What rights am I talking about? The rights of free press, the rights to free speech, and every God-given right you were born with. Now, I keep saying God-given. Does this mean we're a religious group? No. Many members of Anonymous are even atheists. However, this person believes in God. So, how do we all work together? Well, we are very well organized people. Take mind you, we are not a group. We do not have leaders. I have stated this. So, many of you think, well, of course there have to be leaders, or else how would you manage? Well, we all believe in the same thing. That every people are born with rights that you cannot take away. And we will fight for those rights, for the people, by the people. Even if they do not need it, we will always be there to protect the people. So, let's think. You are put in a cage, with diamond plating on every side, no way for you out, by a person who thinks that they are right and you are wrong. Now, what happens when you need to get out? Well, you can't. You were kept too long, and you have no way to get out. The only way you're getting out of that cage is if somebody helps you. That is what Anonymous is. We fight to help people that cannot fight for themselves. We fight for you. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. United as one, divided by zero. Expect us. Thank you for watching. Expect more.